Welcome back to We're Having Fun. I'm Mark. We're having fun today because this is the podcast where we have fun. Fun. Hi.
How many times can you say fun within the first 15 seconds of a podcast? Hi, I'm Krista.
What's up?
What's up, bro?
Hey, dog. Hey. What's going on? Anything going on? What's happening? What's the haps? What's the haps?
I don't know. What is the haps?
Not much.
You tell me.
We finally saw Venom.
We did.
There Be Carnage.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you think? What was your big review?
So there's this thing I do when I watch a movie that I don't particularly enjoy, but I also don't absolutely hate, where I just go, it was a movie. So, yeah, it was a movie.
Yeah, it was kind of boring.
Yeah.
Not great.
No.
But not the worst movie I've ever seen.
Exactly.
Did you see the first one?
I did see the first one.
Is it better or worse than the first one?
My review for it was also, it's a movie.
Yeah. I feel like the first one I was more bored somehow. I don't know how, but...
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just don't care about these movies.
I don't either.
Yeah. The Sony movies, I'm just having a hard time with.
Unless it's Spider-Man.
Yeah, but...
Spider-Man, they're pretty good at, but...
That's all they have. Yeah.
You would think...
And even some of those, they messed up pretty bad.
And you would think that with Venom, it's like anytime there's a Venom movie, it's bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he was in Spider-Man 3, and that one was terrible.
Yeah,
that was the worst of them.
We just can't have good Venom. I don't know. Just ruins everything.
Which I don't really care for Venom anyway, so... Yeah,
I like him fine. In the comics, he's fine. But, yeah, I've never been like, oh man, I can't wait for... I mean, I like the idea of bringing Venom in, but it's not like the number one guy I want to see or anything like that, so...
Because the number one guy you want to see is Morbius.
Of course. I've said it for years. Get Michael Morbius there. The living vampire.
Oh, gosh.
Yikes.
And then get Blade in there to kill him.
Yes, please. Just immediately. Just have that be the movie. Just like, hi, I'm Michael Morbius. Oh, no.
No, here comes Blade.
And that's it. Movie over. We've seen it now. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I remember even just the trailer was just, I didn't care. I thought it looked terrible. So it wasn't funny. It tried to be so funny, and it's just not funny.
For the most part, okay, so at the end of the first movie, you meet, what's his name?
Cliff Kingsbury. Oh, no. Cletus Cassidy.
I was going to say Cletus, and I was like, that sounds not right. Because I'm like, he's not some redneck.
Hi, Cletus.
So yeah, you meet Cletus Cassidy, and immediately I was like, I hate his hair so much. It looks like he's just wearing a clown afro or something. Yeah,
it was really funny.
So I did not like that. His hair was better at the beginning of this. But then he did something to it where it looked like it was all just pushed forward.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you doing, sir?
Yeah.
This is not good.
Yeah.
So...
Well, Cletus has never been known for good hair. That's for sure.
Okay.
He has pretty bad hair all the time.
Okay.
So...
I mean, I guess it doesn't bother his getting ladies, you know. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Because he had a lady.
Yeah, he did. Shriek.
Yep.
Who's somebody... Which is a bad pair because he hates sound.
Yeah.
So...
Well, he doesn't hate sound.
Yeah, Carnage
hates sound.
Yeah.
Because Venom also hates sound. That's like a thing.
Symbiotes hate sound.
Yep. Loud sounds. And she's just like shrieking all over the place. And he's like, if you don't stop it, I'm going to kill you. And so he does try to kill her.
And none of us were upset about that.
No. And I knew I recognized her. She was in like the Pirates of the Caribbean. She was Tia Dalma. But yeah.
Yeah. Big who cares about all of it.
Pretty much.
Even the cop that looks like Donnie Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Didn't care.
Didn't care.
We don't need another one.
No.
I wish they'd stop making those movies.
I wonder if they're gonna make another one.
They're trying to make Craven, and they're also trying to make a Madam Web, but it may not be Madam Web with like Dakota Johnson and somebody I like. Oh, Adam Scott.
Okay.
And it's like, oh no.
So who is Madam Web?
Madam Web is like, oh man, I haven't read a lot about her. I think she's like, she runs, I don't know, I feel like there's like a spider cult kind of deal. And there was a time where like that spider was sent to bite Peter or whatever to make him that. I don't know. And she controls the web. I don't know. It's a whole thing. It's ridiculous.
I realize that no one listening to this can see my face right now, but just know that it's a look of severe disappointment.
Yeah,
in that storyline.
Yeah, I don't know. I want them to stop.
Please stop.
Just won't. Stop. I don't know what their idea is. Like, we're just going to make villain movies?
Yeah.
That's so ridiculous. What are you doing? Like, at least make Black Cat, Silver Sable, which they were going to do for a bit, but maybe not. You got a lot of people you could make a movie of. Get Donald Glover in there for the Prowler. He's already shown up.
Yeah.
Get Miles Morales. Do something. Stop sucking.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to make every villain. Then we're going to make a Sinister Six. And it's like, why? Why are you making a villain movie? What's the point?
Yeah. I don't know. Speaking of Spider-Man, though, I heard that, there's going to be Spider-Man freshman year.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize, for some reason I was thinking it was going to be freshman year, like college. No.
Yeah, it's
it's freshman year of high school.
Yeah.
And it's going to be like an alternate universe or something.
Yeah.
Because I think that Norman Osborn is going to be in it.
I think so.
Or Harry at least.
Yeah.
So, which would assume, that means that also that Norman had to have been there at some point. Because if Harry's there, if his son is there, then yeah. Weird.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a cartoon, which I knew, but...
I guess maybe they're just doing, animated stuff in its own little universe.
Yeah, it's going to be it's going to be a longer what-if kind of thing.
Like X-Men.
Yeah.
97.
So.
Yeah, weird stuff.
Yeah, very weird.
I don't know. Yeah. All right. Well, that's enough about that.
Yeah, we don't want to spend too much time on Venom.
Yeah. It doesn't deserve it.
Venom 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah. So, let's get into our movie that we did.
Okay.
Which was Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Yes, and there's so much happening in this movie that I don't know how to talk about it.
It's a crazy movie. I'd heard good things about it.
I had too.
Going in. And it was either kind of also like a you love it or hate it movie. Mm-hmm. I don't see how people would hate it.
No.
I don't know. I mean, it's weird.
It is weird, but yeah, I can't see how you would hate it.
Unless you really hate hot dog fingers, which we do.
We do. That doesn't mean that we hated the movie.
We didn't hate them enough to hate that. But man, we hated those hot dog fingers.
Could have done with much less of the hot dog finger universe. Thank you very much. That was disgusting.
Yeah.
And I could have done with more googly eyes. Maybe that's just me.
There were quite a few googly eyes.
There were. And I loved every minute of it.
Yeah. They were pretty fun.
Of the googly eyes.
Yeah.
So, where do we start?
Well, it's about a lady named Evelyn.
Yes.
She's living a life. She runs a laundromat with her husband. Mm-hmm. Her daughter's kind of rebellious.
Yes.
They don't have a great relationship. She introduced her to her new girlfriend. Mm-hmm. Mom probably thinks it's a little weird, but she acts like it's not.
Yeah.
Her dad, the grandfather's in town. He's kind of a jerk. He's from China.
Yes.
Very traditional. She doesn't want to tell him about the daughter.
Yeah.
So she's got a lot going on.
She
and
does
their taxes are due.
She's being audited, or their laundromat is being audited.
Right.
So they're having to deal with that. Her husband, Waymond.
Mm-hmm. Love the name.
I love the name. I love him. I love his character. He's so great.
He is from the Goonies.
Yes, he was Data in the Goonies and Short Round in Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's back, baby.
Yeah. Which we brought up originally, and then I forgot about during the movie, and then after I was like, oh, hey.
Oh, hey, I forgot about that. It's like, we knew this.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
He's good.
He's really
still
good.
very cute.
Yeah.
As an older man, still cute.
Oh, man. So, yeah, she just has communication problems with everybody, it seems like.
Yeah.
She doesn't talk to her husband. She doesn't talk to her daughter, really.
Mm-hmm.
And her dad, when she and Waymond got married, they left. They kind of ran away together, basically. And she was kind of disowned by her dad.
Yeah, well, yeah, pretty much completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they're in contact now.
Yeah.
Because, he's in America.
Yeah.
I thought it was for his birthday.
Right, but I think it was because he was in bad shape and needed help.
Yeah.
So Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, she's getting ready for a party for him.
Mm-hmm. And it's Chinese New Year, right? No?
See, I thought it looked like Chinese New Year stuff, but they were talking about his birthday.
Yeah.
So maybe it just happened that his birthday was near Chinese New Year.
Yeah.
And they were celebrating Chinese New Year, but it was also kind of like for her dad also.
I think so.
Maybe. Because like all the decorations and everything looked like Chinese New Year.
Right.
Kind of
and
stuff.
when she like
and she was asking all of these people
to come to the Chinese New Year thing,
Yeah, so because she was like anybody who used the laundromat was invited to to the party.
I was surprised who all showed up for it, honestly. Yeah, because one of the customers that comes in is Jenny Slate, and she has her dog in a stroller and all that.
Yeah,
she's very like LA.
Yeah, she's like always like constantly on Bluetooth on her phone talking to somebody, and
yeah.
I was
she even
surprised.
ends up coming to that party.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow.
So what else is going on? So yeah, her dad's in town. She's getting ready for the party. She's being audited. And also, Waymond has papers.
For divorce.
Yep. He is filing for divorce. So lots of things just happening all at once.
Yep.
All at once.
All at once.
Wow.
Everything's everywhere. Yeah.
So yeah, the dad comes downstairs because he's looking for his food or whatever. And she introduces, well, first of all, their daughter, Joy, is there. And so she's like, here's Joy, you haven't seen her in a long time. And this is her good friend, Becky, instead of her girlfriend. Right. And so, of course, that's gonna piss off
Joy's
Joy.
Feeling,
yeah. So she's like, come on, why can't you just tell him, it's not that big of a deal, but to him, Evelyn knows that to him it probably would be a big deal.
Yeah, because he's traditional or whatever.
Exactly. It's like, well, he's from an older generation, so he's not gonna be as accepting.
Yeah. There's also a part we see, like, one of the customers, an older dude, he's weird, man. He like kind of comes on to her a little bit. It's like, you wear a perfume like my wife and all that stuff. Because
I guess his wife died or whatever.
Yeah.
And so...
And and the machine ate like $20. So she's like, Wayman, help him out. And she goes back upstairs.
Yes.
And then we see on the cameras behind her.
Because she and Joy are talking upstairs. They're kind of arguing with each other and everything. And then on the camera, you see like the CCTV footage behind her.
It like flickers, and then there's like a thing that like seems like somebody's in the TV or something.
Yeah.
And then we see Wayman just like parkour around the place. Just jumping and flipping around. Yeah, and goes to the office, gets something.
Yep, and then comes back. It's just like, what is happening?
Yeah, what was that about? I think because nobody mentions it. The guy he's helping doesn't notice, I guess. So weird. And yeah, it was like, okay, something weird's going on.
Yeah. Oh, and she had gone upstairs because Jenny Slate, is that her name?
Yeah.
Her character,
her laundry
was upstairs because they ran out of room downstairs.
And it's happier up there.
And there are googly eyes on it and on a bunch of the stuff around.
Yeah.
Because Wayman just likes to put googly eyes on everything.
Yeah, he really likes to kind of, he likes to be fun.
Yeah.
Do crazy stuff, silly things.
Silly little
he's
things.
A silly
just
boy.
To kind of make people happy.
Yeah.
That's his
deal.
His thing.
Yeah.
So, they go back downstairs. Joy leaves. And before she leaves, Joy and Becky leave. And before they leave, she goes out to talk to Joy. And, she just is really bad at talking to her family. And she, like, tells Joy that you should eat better. You're getting fat.
Yeah.
And Joy's like, thanks, Mom. And just leaves, It's like, come on. And then I think at this point they have to go to the IRS.
Yeah.
So they have to meet up with their auditor, who is played by Jamie Lee Curtis.
Was that Jamie Lee Curtis?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. I didn't realize that was her. I thought it kind of looked like her, but...
Yeah.
Man, she kind of looks different. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's her.
There you go.
So they go up in the elevator. They have, it's, Evelyn and Waymond and the dad. They're all together.
Gong gong.
Yeah. And they're going up in the elevator, and suddenly Waymond, like... stops, and he takes his glasses off, and he opens up an umbrella and blocks the security camera with it and starts talking to her. And he gives her instructions of what to do to turn, when they get off the elevator, to turn
she can either go left to her audit or right to the janitor's closet.
So he's like, go to the janitor's closet. Here are some instructions. And then he kind of goes back to himself.
Yep.
And he's like, wow, that was a really fast elevator.
Yeah, he did, because he was out.
Yeah, because he's like, and don't talk to me about this because I'm not going to remember, basically. Mm-hmm. So yeah, they get out of the elevator. And
she's very confused.
Yeah, she's extremely confused. And they get out, and she turns left. And
yeah, she looked at the closet and thought about it, but she's like, that was weird.
That was very weird, so I'm just going to go this way.
Yeah.
So they're going through all the paperwork. You find out that she's been buying all these different things and saying that they're business expenses.
Yeah.
So like a karaoke machine because she wants to be a singer or do voice lessons and stuff. And then I can't remember what else there was.
There's a lot of different just random things.
Yeah. So she wants to do all these things. She has all these dreams, but she just doesn't do any of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so...
And is that because... And I guess we kind of see that all her things, she pursues them in other lives.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Exactly.
She's kind of the culmination of everybody.
Yeah. So the auditor asks, I forget what her name is, Deirdre. Or Deirdre.
Oh, okay.
Deirdre, I think is what it is. But she asks, why didn't your daughter come? Because the daughter was supposed to be like translator and everything. Although, they know English, but she does still trip over some stuff.
Because she's like, we can, fine you for gross negligence. Mm-hmm. And she's like, gross necklaces.
Yeah. Exactly. So
she's kind of zoning out the whole time.
Yeah.
And it's kind of getting to her.
And she kind of keeps thinking back to what happened in the elevator.
Yeah.
So she looks at the piece of paper that she has that he wrote all the notes on. And it's actually the divorce papers, but they're folded up. So she doesn't see that.
Know that.
She just sees the instructions that he left for her. And it's like, put your feet on the,
put your shoes on the
opposite feet.
Yeah.
Close your eyes and think that you're in the janitor's closet. Yeah. And then imagine yourself there or something like that. Like picture yourself there.
Yeah, and then press the green button.
Because he gave her these like Bluetooth looking things. And so she does all that, and then suddenly she's in the closet.
Yeah,
she's in the janitor's
flies
closet.
back into it.
But also, it's like a split screen kind of thing because she's still in the chair talking to the auditor.
Right.
And so she's trying to pay attention to this, but she's also trying to pay attention to what's happening in the janitor's closet. It's very confusing. Mm-hmm. And Waymond, the other version of Waymond, is in there talking to her.
Yep.
And she's basically gone into a different universe.
Right.
So
she's in multiverses. She came up with this idea in another multiverse that there's other multiverses and ways to travel between them.
Yes.
And use memories of other yous and other things and all this stuff. So, and apparently she died in the other one.
Yeah, it was the Alphaverse, and he's from that Alphaverse.
And now there's a big evil,
yes,
and he needs her help to defeat it.
Yes, and the big evil...
I don't remember its name.
It was like Joby Tabake or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
It's, yeah.
She gets it wrong a lot, too.
She does. So I'm like, because at one point she says, like, Chewbacca or something. And I'm like, I know that's not correct. Yeah, so he tells her a little bit about that. And or maybe he tells her that later. Anyway, she finds out at some point. But yeah, she's still kind of going back and forth. And then they get attacked inside of the janitor's closet.
Right.
By the auditor. Yep. By Deirdre. Oh no. And she has like a circle.
Yeah. Like
drawn
on her
forehead. A ring. Mm-hmm. And she knocks her out, pretty much. Mm-hmm. And you think, oh, she's dead.
Yep.
But it does show her later, but she's not dead yet.
Right.
And so that knocks her back into her real body.
Yeah. She freaks out and screams.
Yeah. She like jumps up because when she gets hit, it like, she feels it like in her body. And so she like jumps up and like her head turns because she got hit. And they're all like, what is going on here? What is happening to you? But she doesn't know, of course. And when she comes back, though, the husband, she's still kind of zoning out a little bit, trying to recover. And Waymond talks to Deirdre and gets her to, give them a little bit of time. They can come back by 6:00 before the offices close.
Yeah.
And with all the paperwork that they need, and she'll take care of it.
Right.
So they're like, okay, good. And he's really good at doing stuff like that.
Yeah. He's a mediator, basically.
Yeah. And so they're like, okay, well, let's get out of here. So they head back, and she keeps thinking back to what he told her, that that when the time comes to fight, she'll know it or whatever. And so they're standing there waiting for the elevator. And here comes Deirdre, and she's walking kind of weird.
Yeah, very determined.
Yeah, and she's like, oh my gosh, she's coming here to do something.
She's going to attack us.
She's going to attack us. I've got to do something. So she punches her.
Straight up in the nose, just punch her in the nose.
Yeah, and I mean, they had forgotten something. They left something at her desk.
I think she was maybe leaving. She was taking her stuff. No, she was bringing their
Yeah, it was their
cart.
stuff. It was
That's
their
right.
cart.
Yeah.
So she was just bringing it back to him before they left. Yeah, she punches her straight in the face. And she's like, she calls for security, you know.
Yeah.
And everybody else is just like, what are you doing? Why are you punching her? So
security comes.
Security's on its way. Yeah, it comes. And suddenly Waymond...
Other Waymond.
Alphaverse Waymond shows up again inside of her husband's body. And you can always tell it's him because he takes his glasses off. Yeah. And he takes chapstick. Because the security guards come up and they're just standing there watching him like, what is this guy doing? Because they tell him to get on the ground. Right. And he's just standing there and he has this fanny pack. He opens one of the zippers and he pulls out some chapstick and he like unrolls it all the way and then he just eats it.
Yeah. I was like, what the heck, man?
What's going on?
This is disgusting.
So then he like takes off the fanny pack.
Well, he's able to like press the
he presses
headset.
the button.
And
he takes off the fanny pack and like stretches out the belt and everything. And he just starts like whacking people. He's like using it to fight. Weapon. Yeah. Which was really fun.
He even packs it with aquarium rocks. Yeah. So it's a little heavier.
He fights them, takes them all down. Yep. And I forget what happens at that point. They're trying to get away, I guess. Yeah. And then it goes back to her in the other universe where she had been knocked out. And she sees the bad guy coming. Yeah. And she's like, she manipulates like electronics and stuff. And I don't know exactly what all she can do. But I think she kills her at that point in that world.
Yeah, I think so.
But we see, she doesn't see it because I think at that point she's already dead, so she doesn't see who it is. But at that point we see that the bad guy is actually Joy, her daughter. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. So
because then she like kind of goes through the universes and gets to the one where we're in right now, and Joy.
Yes, because Joy is sitting with Becky in a bar. Yeah. And they're watching the TV and they're talking on the TV about the crazy stuff that's happening at the IRS building. And she's like, "Isn't that where your parents were going?" Yeah. And so she's in that body now. So she goes to the IRS building. Right. And so now she's after them. Oh no. Yep. Oh no. So yeah, I think this is when he explains about the Alphaverse and everything, and that the bad guy is building something, or has built something, and some kind of weapon, I guess.
Yeah, that can destroy the multiverses or whatever.
So the Deirdre, I don't know if it's Deirdre that comes after him, or if it's like more security people. I think it's Deirdre though. They're trying to.
Deirdre does.
Yeah, so they're trying to get out of there.
Staples that thing on her head.
Yeah. They're trying to get out of there, and she comes, and she's trying to fight. She's fighting with Waymond and everything. And Evelyn is just kind of hiding out because she doesn't know what to do. And he learns that, and he's trying to like get skills, I guess, or whatever, so that he can fight her. Yeah. But he has to like paper cut all of between all of his fingers.
Yeah. The ways to like jump to different multiverses, do random things.
Yeah, weird things. Usually there's like a list of stuff that you can do but sometimes they don't even have a list. It's just do something kind of random.
Yeah. Creates pathways to other universes.
So that's why he ate the chapstick, because it was a weird thing. Right. And it made him able to download whatever he needed from a different version of himself in another universe. So that's what he's trying to do. And he finally gets it, and he's about to hit the button, and he gets knocked out, and they get knocked off of his face, or off of his head. Yeah. So he gets like pushed into another room. He can't get out. Yeah. And she has to try to do it herself. She has to try to make her first jump or whatever. Doesn't go quite the way she wanted it to at first, because she jumps like into like a few minutes later in a different timeline where they're just sitting outside and she's talking to Waymond in the car.
Yeah, about the papers.
Oh yeah, because we forgot that she.
Because because Waymond saw that she had been reading the papers that had the divorce stuff on it. He thought she was reading the divorce stuff.
Yes, but she was reading the instructions that were written on the back. Yeah. So there's like a little misunderstanding with that. So she still doesn't know, or I think she finds out later.
Yeah, he tells her that during that time, and she's like, what?
Yeah. So in one timeline, she's sitting there talking to him about divorce, and in the other one, she's trying to like get away from crazy Deirdre, who's trying to kill her. But she does eventually go into the correct timeline that she wants to get into, where she's a kung fu master. And you find out she's a kung fu master because she did not go with Waymond.
Yeah.
And she learned kung fu instead, and she becomes like a big movie star.
Because she like got mugged and but somebody saved her and was like, I can teach you kung fu or something.
Yeah, so she learns kung fu. She gets really good at it. She becomes like a kung fu master. She starts doing like action films and stuff.
Yeah, and one of the films looked like the poster for Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, which she was in.
Exactly.
So that was fun.
So she does all that. She becomes like a big movie star. And so now in her normal body, since she's seen all this, she's seen herself doing kung fu, she can do kung fu. So she beats up Deirdre.
I know kung fu.
Okay. So, okay, Neo. So she beats up Deirdre, and then she's talking to Waymond, because regular Waymond is back at this point.
Yeah.
And she's talking about how she saw her life without him, and it was beautiful. And it's like, why are you saying this? That's so mean.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, I just want to tell you all about how great my life was without you. And it's like,
I'd just not gone with you.
Stop it.
Yeah.
I was like mad at her at that point.
It was messed up, man.
I'm like, why would you say this?
Yeah.
Why would you be like so happy about it? That's terrible.
Because she's kind of miserable.
She is.
So when she sees that, she's like, I could have been happy.
Yeah.
But it's not Waymond's fault. Well,
it's not.
I guess.
I mean,
not really.
Because she could have gone with him and still done stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like he was going to hold her back.
Yeah.
He's not that kind of person.
Right.
He would have let her do whatever, I'm sure.
Probably.
Because I have the feeling that he probably just wants her to be happy. You know, but whatever. So then I think this is when Joy shows up. And of course it's like bad guy Joy. And she takes out the security guards.
Well, yeah, you're right though. Never mind. Because they're about to do the next thing. So, yeah. Go ahead.
I have notes, and it is just... Some of them I don't understand what I was trying to say, so...
Yeah, Joy shows up in that hallway, and it's not Joy, it's the evil version.
Bad guy, evil Joy.
Yep, evil Joy, oxymoron.
Yeah. I have something in my notes about a fractured mind, that Joy has a fractured mind.
Yeah, so her mom... What happened to Evil Joy was her mom figured out all this stuff about the multiverse and how to be able to do it. So she was like, I'm going to train someone to do it and be super powerful. And so she chose her daughter.
But we don't...
What?
Well, when they're talking about it, they don't say her daughter. They just say someone.
Right. But I mean, it shows
it is her.
Joy hooked up to it. So, so she chose Joy and they pushed her too hard and it eventually, it fractured where she couldn't... She's pretty much in all the multiverses at once.
Yes.
So she can't really be anywhere, and it really broke her. She became pretty nihilistic, basically.
Yeah.
Where nothing matters. So she's going to just destroy everything.
Yep. So, but she shows up, and she starts fighting all these people, all these security guards and everything, because they had captured Evelyn and Waymond. Yeah. And, Waymond got knocked out, actually. But they had Evelyn in handcuffs and stuff. Yeah. We're trying to take her away when Evil Joy shows up. And, of course, she walks in and she's wearing, like... I can't remember what she was wearing. She was wearing some kind of weird outfit.
Yeah, she had a lot of weird outfits.
Yeah, she did. Because, of course, Evelyn sees her and immediately is like, Joy, why do you look so stupid? Like, wow. Okay. So she starts fighting everybody, and Evelyn's trying to get away and get Waymond away too, because she's just kind of dragging him along. And
the granddad, right? Was he still there?
The granddad had gone. At this point he was like in the kitchen eating pudding or something. Yeah, that's right. Because it showed him, because they were like, "Where's Dad?" And it's like, "Oh, he's fine. He's he's taken care of." And he just shows him sitting in there eating like pudding packs. Then she's trying to go into another branch so that she can find something to help her out, I guess. So... And this is when we get hot dog fingers. This is when we get hot dog fingers. Yes. Because she's unable to really use her hands, because in one multiverse, your hands are just huge,
long hot dogs.
Yeah, because...
Your fingers, at least.
Because there were two, like, back like 10,000 BC or whatever, there were two versions of, like, Neanderthals or people or whatever. And some of them had the hot dog fingers and some of them had regular human hands. And... unfortunately, the hot dog fingered ones in that world killed the human hand people.
Like, how would that even happen?
I don't know. But they killed them and they're like, yay! And so they've got their nasty little hot dog fingers just flopping everywhere. It's so disgusting.
Yeah.
It's like in Harry Potter when, in the second movie, when he breaks his arm and then Lockhart takes out all his bones and it's just flopping everywhere. It's like that, but with fingers. All fingers.
And we even see, like, throughout the movie that in the laundromat, there's a movie about, like, it's like a Bollywood movie kind of deal.
Yeah.
Where it's a couple dancing and stuff. And in this, they have hot dog fingers and they, like, put it in each other's mouths. And like, some custard or cream comes out. It's so I thought it was supposed to be mustard.
I thought it was mustard and ketchup.
Ketchup, yeah, probably, but it's so gross.
And the reason that she goes into this hot dog one is that she's fractured between her normal self and the action star version of herself. Right. And she's in that world, she's like at a movie premiere.
Yeah.
And at some point there's a hot dog somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what she sees, and that's how she ends up with hot dog fingers.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really weird.
Oh, man, it's the worst. It's the only part of the movie I didn't like. And it's, I'm probably not supposed to really like it much.
No. And also in that world, she's in the laundromat watching the hot dog finger people dancing around.
Yeah.
And Wayman's not there.
Right.
She's with Deirdre.
Yeah. She's in a relationship with Deirdre.
Okay.
Their hot dog fingers together.
So weird.
Oh, it's so gross.
Not that she's with Deirdre. It's gross. It's just the hot dog fingers.
Are so gross.
So nasty. So anyway... she's trying to kind of fight Joy, and Joy stops her and shows her the weapon that she's made.
Yeah, they put their hands together.
Yeah, and it does this
look into it.
Weird thing, and she looks into it, and there's this hall with like this big, it's just like this big room with like columns and everything, and
it's all white.
It's all white, and then there are these curtains, and the curtains open, and in there is an everything bagel.
Yes.
Because she said that she made a bagel and she put everything in it. And so she's like, all of her hopes and all of her dreams and sesame seeds and poppy seeds.
Yeah. And report cards.
Yeah, everything. Everything into that one bagel.
Yeah.
And it has kind of turned into like a black hole.
Yeah.
So, real weird.
So, it's such a weird thing. I didn't expect it, and there it is.
The thing is, I knew that there was something about an everything bagel in it. And I was not expecting that.
Very creative movie.
It is. It definitely is.
Sometimes a little too creative.
Yeah, especially when they start going through some of the different multiverses.
Yeah. I love those multiverses.
It was so good.
Yeah.
So anyway, she says, she basically tells her the truth, that she found out the truth, and the truth is that nothing matters.
Yeah, she was looking in there for something.
Yeah.
Something to, make her optimistic or something, but nope, not a thing.
So we assume that she's about to kill Evelyn. I can't remember what she was doing. But then suddenly, here comes Grandpa in his chair.
Yep.
Just wheels through and smacks into Joy to save her. And also, they're talking about, like, Waymond is telling her about the timelines. I think it was Waymond who's telling her about it. And he tells her that she's living her worst life. This is her worst timeline.
Every wrong move, everything
has brought her to this world. That's the one. And that's the life that she's living. But he thinks that that's a good thing. That's why he chose her to try to save everything, because he thinks that she has the most potential. Yeah. I guess, because she had all of these failed dreams, and now she can do all of it.
Yeah. She's a fighter.
Yeah, exactly.
She survived through the worst.
Exactly. So, trying to think, there's so much stuff that happens, and I didn't write all of it down.
They go into this office away from her, and they talk about all this stuff.
Because somehow Joy, when he hit her, it kind of knocked evil Joy into a different place. So now it's good Joy. She's back, her daughter. Yeah. And so she does tie her up, though. Yeah. Or tapes her up, I guess.
Yeah, they let her in. They end up letting her in. Yeah. She ties her up. And it's regular Wayman, and he's like, what are you doing?
Why are we doing this to our daughter? This is weird.
And Alpha Granddad wants to kill her.
Yes. Because this is not regular Granddad. This is Alpha Granddad. Yep. And Evil Joy has actually shown up in the Alphaverse and is trying to kill Waymond there. Right. So that's what she's doing while all this is happening. So yeah, Alpha Granddad wants her to kill Joy before Evil Joy can come back to that body and kill him. But so he gives her like a box cutter, and she starts walking over there, and Joy's like, "What are you doing?" And she's supposed to stab her, but of course she can't do it because it's their daughter. She doesn't want to kill her daughter. So she just cuts through the tape to let her free. And then when Alpha Granddad sees that, he's like, okay, you failed. Now I'm going to have to bring other people in to take you down or to take her down. And I guess you with her. So all of these people start turning into their Alphaverse selves, I guess. And they have all
everybody there.
Yeah. So they come in and they're coming after them, basically.
Yeah. And she goes to another universe that's the same office where she's a cleaner.
Yes.
And the guy who has the office has his own little private room behind this thing with a secret door that they go into.
Yeah.
He's got a special room. We won't go into it.
No, we won't. So there are a lot of things that we may not go into.
Yeah, it gets a little raunchy at times. So
because we were watching it, we're like, how are we going to talk about this in the podcast? I'm like, we're skipping it up. We're skipping over it. We're just skipping over this part.
Yeah.
Oh, and also while she's talking to Joy while she's tied up, she's talking to Joy and Waymond, and she's talking about the multiverse thing. And then she says something about how she can use talent, or her not talents, but her skills and stuff that she's learned in other universes to do this stuff. And she's like, it's like, she's basically saying, she's kind of puppeting herself or whatever. Oh, yeah. And so she's like, it's like Raccacoonie. And they're like, what?
What's Raccacoonie?
Raccacoonie. And she's like, yeah, the chef, and there's the thing that's making him cook food good. And they're like, Ratatouille? And she's like, no, Raccacoonie.
Yeah, the raccoon.
It's with a raccoon. And they're like, what? Oh, man. So that was pretty fun.
It was.
You do see later that there is an actual world. There's a universe where a raccoon is...
She's like a chef, a hibachi chef, so she's really good with knives and stuff like that, so that helps her out in a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. And while they're in the little secret office room, all those people come in to gas them out.
Yes.
And she's able to go into another one where she's blind.
Yes. She was running, and her dad was like, don't run, you'll trip and fall or whatever. Yeah. And she does trip and fall and lands on something and
just goes right through her eyes. Yeah.
So she's blind, but she becomes a singer.
Yeah.
And so because she can sing well, she has a higher lung capacity.
Yeah. And she doesn't need to see.
Yes. So she closes her eyes and she breathes in deep. Mm-hmm. And she goes out there and starts fighting them.
Just beats everybody up. Yep.
And is able to slide in some gas masks for Waymond and Joy so that they can get out. And yeah, so there's a lot of fight scenes in this.
Yeah. Really good too. Yeah. Just really well choreographed. All that. Loved it.
Definitely. So they get out of the office. They're trying to get out of there, but more people keep showing up. This is when What's-Her-Face with the dog shows up.
Jenny Slate with her dog on a leash comes, and then she starts twirling the dog
around, using it as a weapon.
And then hurling it at her like Wayman was using the fanny pack.
Yeah.
So,
oh my gosh.
She ends up kicking that dog really far away.
Well, that's when she goes into the Raccacoonie verse because she's good with the knives. And she cuts the leash, and the
Oh, yeah, because she gets slung at her. Yeah, it just like skips across cubicles. It's so ridiculous.
It is very ridiculous.
This movie's insane. It's
great.
It
is. So there's a lot of stuff that I just...
There's a few things we're not going to get into on the next fight.
Yeah, because there's a lot of fighting. Let's just say that. And
yeah, because it's all about just doing weird stuff. And because like...
And learning new skills.
And learning new skills. So everybody's just doing as weird of stuff as they can.
Yes.
Like she snorts a fly. She eats a frog statue.
Yeah.
She... Oh, man. I think she has something from the fridge. She drinks a whole, like, 2 liter of orange soda.
Orange soda. Yeah, that's right.
I think that's how she gets to the raccoon world.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're just all doing weird things to get their new skills. Which
I love that part. I think that's a lot of fun. Just seeing where she goes next. It's like I was telling you I was reading Lock and Key, where the story's fine, but what I really like is just finding the keys and what they lead to. I like all the weird stuff and what multiverse they're going to send her to.
Yeah.
Except that hot dog fingers. I wish we could have skipped that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff like that going on. And new people who keep showing up and doing weird things to get new skills.
Yep. So I'm a little adult oriented.
Yeah.
But it is pretty funny still.
It is really funny. And then I'm trying to think what happens. And then I think she fights like Joy, maybe. No, maybe. I don't know. But somehow she ends up like getting injured and she falls and it's like she's dead, basically. There's so much stuff that happened. It's hard to remember everything. But like she's just laying on the ground at that point. Oh, and what's his face? Waymond also. Alphaverse Waymond gets killed. Because Evil Joy shows up in Alphaverse and does kill him.
Yeah.
And then she gets hurt somehow.
I think she does a little finger thing with her and like kind of sends her to the other thing. It kind of stops her.
Maybe.
It sends her to that room where she's like prisoner kind of. Because she's going to make her look into the bagel.
Okay.
Because she wasn't trying to kill her the whole time.
Yeah.
She wanted her to come and experience her everything bagel.
Yes. Which sounds so weird.
Yeah. So... She does, basically.
Yeah.
She takes her in there, she looks at it, and it's just a whole lot of nothingness. And it does affect her.
Yeah.
She starts like, oh yeah, nothing does matter.
And so now she's able to go into several different timelines at once.
Yeah, she's kind of splintered like Joy is.
Exactly. So she can go into the one where she's the martial artist, where Waymond is actually there at the movie premiere.
Right,
so
he came all the way to see her.
So they're kind of reconnecting and everything. And they go outside and they're talking.
Yeah.
And so she gets to have some time with him in the world where they didn't end up together.
Yeah.
And then there's also Rakakuni world where she exposes Rakakuni.
Yeah, their chef, yeah. And he loses his job and all that.
Yeah, and animal control comes and gets the raccoon.
Yeah.
She ends up doing this stuff where she's just ruining the lives of all the other versions of her. Because I guess she realizes nothing matters because of the bagel.
Yeah. I think also during her fight with Joy, they end up in Pinata World, where they're both pinatas.
Probably, which was really funny.
Joy is cut in half, like, because she got hit.
Yeah.
And what else? And then they're also rocks, which life wasn't able to form, so they're just rocks.
Yes.
And they're able to communicate somehow.
Yeah.
As
so
rocks.
There's like this whole little thing where it's like there's no sound, or it might be like some sound of nature or whatever, and it's just text on the screen of them talking.
I mean, there's no nature, there's no life at all. It's just air, silence.
What I was meaning by nature was like the rocks, like it looks like they're at like the Grand Canyon or something.
Yeah.
So it's just wind, pretty much, and they're just talking.
Just
to
text
each other
on the screen, yeah.
Yeah.
Very
and like joking to each other and stuff. It was really cute.
I think it's such a good. They did such a good job.
Yeah.
Very inventive. I like it.
And you can tell who's talking too. I mean, they have it, in different colors, so you know who it is. But just by the text, you can hear their voices. You know who it is that's talking, which was really cool. Because they do have their own distinct kind of ways of talking, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And then in the one where they're running through the tax office, she ends up actually stabbing Waymond.
Well, yeah, she
in
does.
the side with some, like, a shard of glass.
Because she comes back in that one. See, I thought she died in that one, then she comes back somehow. That's what I was talking about.
I don't think she died.
Or maybe
I think that's when she... Well, no, she did die. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, she... Oh, gosh, I don't even remember. There's so much going on in this.
Yeah.
She went down somehow.
Yeah, but she does come back. And she does stab him in that one with a shard of glass. But then it's also... The party is happening, too. Mm-hmm. Because that timeline splits at one point. Because she... I guess there may be one timeline where she ends up doing the whole, I'm going to go ahead and take this stuff to the IRS building, and then there's the one where she doesn't. And that's the one that
where they're still in the tax office. And then one where they made it home and we're going to go through their day.
I guess so. Because
she didn't end up taking it. Wayman's like, you got to take this to the IRS office. Yeah. She never did.
Yeah, so there's the one where the party is going on when she didn't take the tax stuff because Deidre calls her and is like, you were supposed to be here. I made this appointment so that we could get this fixed and everything, and you didn't do it, and she just hangs up on her.
Shut up. Yeah, basically. She I can't tell if she's supposed to be drunk and singing at that too. She grabs her karaoke machine. She's just kind of...
I don't think she's drunk. I just think she's in that, like, nihilistic...
Yeah, and just singing... mindset.
Yes, I cannot think of the word. So they show up, or Deirdre shows up with the cops to arrest her for tax fraud.
Take all their stuff,
And take all their stuff. And she grabs a bat that has googly eyes on it, and she just goes over to the window and just smashes the window. Mm-hmm. And so I guess they're gonna arrest her. I don't know.
They arrest her.
Anyway, Wayman talks to Deirdre and talks her into giving him another week or whatever.
Yeah, and Wayman on the other one where he just got stabbed, he's also yelling at everybody to back off. Yeah. And to just be kind.
Exactly.
Everybody needs to be kind.
Because that's what he says. That's how he fights.
Yeah.
Is by being kind.
Because we go to the one where she's famous and they're talking because they hadn't been together. And he's like, you hurt me again. And I know you think you're a fighter. Well, this is how I fight. Yeah. By being kind, and I'm happy, and, do all this stuff. And it just kind of goes through all the fun, happy things he does.
He is so sweet.
He is so sweet. Putting up the googly eyes on things, running around with Joy through the laundromat, just chasing her, having fun. And
he always seems to be smiling and laughing and stuff. And it's like, oh my gosh. Wayman is like the best.
Yeah, he's great.
So, and of course it makes her smile thinking about all the stuff that he's done and everything. Yeah. And then, of course, everybody shows up to fight her.
Yeah. Oh, we should also say, like, that when she kind of went bad and nihilistic, Joy was like, I was really hoping you were going to find something to talk me out of this, because I wanted you to save me, but you couldn't, I guess. Yeah. And then that's when the Wayman stuff happened. So Joy still wants her help, but she thought she was too far gone, and she'd seen a lot of stuff and needed somebody to experience it with her and bring her back.
Yeah, but
she went bad.
And she's gonna go... So now Joy is, definitely like, okay, there's nothing to live for, pretty much. So she's gonna walk into the Bagel.
Yeah, she brings the Bagel into the
IRS.
Where they're still in the IRS building,
place.
The top of some stairs.
So she's trying to walk to it, and Evelyn is trying to stop her, and of course everybody's fighting her to, stop her from stopping Joy.
Yeah, even the granddad's like, let her go, let her die, whatever, it's fine.
Well, I mean, the granddad's been wanting her to die anyway.
Yeah, he wants to get rid of her.
So, but she doesn't want to give up on her. Yeah. So she's going after her. She starts fighting with Deirdre. Mm-hmm. And then it goes back to Hot Dog Fingerland.
Yeah.
Because you find out that since they can't do anything with their fingers because they're hot dog fingers, they get really good with using their feet. Yes. So she starts like kind of fighting her with her feet and stuff.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And it's
and crazy. Wayman again says to be nice, not hurt anybody.
Exactly. So
she thinks about it differently.
Yeah, so she starts thinking about each person that she's fighting and how she can make them happy, kind of, so that they'll stop fighting. Yeah. So that's what she does. So each one of them, she does something to kind of fulfill their wish or whatever.
Like Deidre, she says she's worthy of love, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
She deserves love or something like that.
Yeah.
And converts Deidre, basically.
Yeah. And then she just keeps like converting people as she goes.
Yeah. One guy. Then the guy with the office with the weird room, he gets his own special thing.
Yeah. Oh, and also before all that happens, though, they start firing on her because they've all got guns.
Oh, yeah.
They start shooting her, but she stops the bullets.
Yep.
And then she turns the bullets, she like grabs the one that was about to hit her in the forehead. And she turns it into a googly eye and sticks it on her forehead.
Yeah,
and then all the other ones are turned into googly eyes.
She shoots them at everybody.
She shoots them at them, and they're like googly eyes just sticking on different places and stuff. Yeah. So some people have googly eyes on them. And
yeah, Granddad got 2 on both of his eyes, or 1 on both of his eyes.
And then also the googly eyes show up on the rocks in the rock world. Or on her rock, at least.
Yeah, and and the rock like turns toward Joy. Yeah. And it's like, I'm gonna get you.
Yeah, and
Joy's like, stop. Just be a rock.
Leave me alone.
You're not supposed to do this.
And so she's like, they're scooting along. She's just kind of like chasing her slowly.
Yeah. I loved that part.
Yeah. Oh, man. It was really cute. So, yeah. So she goes after all of that, and
eventually they get to the top.
Yes.
Joy's about to go into the bagel.
Yes.
And Evelyn stops her, and they just have kind of a confrontation. The granddad comes up at one point. He turns into like a mech suit with his wheelchair.
Turns into a mech suit.
Yeah. And is able to stop her, but then she's like, she talks to him about, why didn't you stop me? You know, how could you just let me go?
Exactly.
With so coldly, just, you let me leave with nothing, no fight or anything.
Yeah.
And
she's like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
And so he's like, okay.
Yeah,
he lets her go.
Lets her go. Yeah.
So, yeah, they fight at the top near the bagel, and
it's a lot.
Yeah, I have so few notes at the end because there was so much happening.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to even write.
Yeah, it's very, I don't know. It goes through just everything, their lives, their relationship together. Mm-hmm. She tries to make things right in some things, like in the one where they're having the party for the granddad, she tells him
she finally introduces Becky
her
as
girlfriend, and Joy leaves in a huff. She's upset.
Yeah.
And she doesn't understand. And in the rock one, she goes over a cliff. And he's like, oh no, why'd you jump off the cliff? And then, we go back to the one where Joy ran off, and they just kind of have a big talk outside in the street. It's like, you gotta let me go. I know that you want all this stuff in your life, but I'm miserable when I'm around you.
Yeah.
And I just need to be away from you. And
I just need you to let me go.
Yeah.
And so she does. She gets in the car and everything.
Yeah.
And then of
she
course
goes into the bagel. Also.
in the IRS building, she goes into the bagel.
Mm-hmm.
And
as she's about to drive away, she goes and she opens the door and she's like, No, I'm not just letting you go.
Yeah.
I have all these experiences, all these multiverses where I could have done all these things, but I would trade it all away. I'd be right here with you.
Yeah.
Because that's where I want to be. This is where I'm happiest or something.
Yeah.
And I would trade all those, because they talked about, like, there's fleeting moments and everywhere in that bagel where there's, like, light. Mm-hmm. And those short moments of happiness in just all this dreary stuff. And so she's like, I'll savor all of those, and that will be enough, basically. I'll be happy with that.
Yeah.
I'd trade it all for those moments. And so I was like, oh. And then Joy reaches back out through the bagel,
and she grabs her hand and to pull her out.
Yeah.
She starts pulling, but it's kind of sucking her into it too at this point. So she's still trying to pull her out. Mm-hmm. And then suddenly behind her, something that grabs her, and it's the dad. Yeah. And so he's helping, and Wayman's behind him helping, so they're all helping pull her back out. Yeah. And they get her out of there.
Yeah. So they got it.
And they hug and everything in the other world.
You can see there's like on a phone or something, there's the representation of the multiverses, and they all kind of explodes out through it. I don't know if that got rid of all of them or what.
I don't know.
But yeah.
Because I feel like it didn't get rid of them, but maybe it just connected all of them together.
Maybe.
Because the end makes you think that they're not, that those universes are still there.
Yeah.
And they're still connected to him.
Right.
Because, so they're all together now. Everything seems to be good.
Mm-hmm.
And...
still doing their taxes.
Yep. They have to go for their meeting the next week. And Joy is with them this time. Mm-hmm. And Becky actually drops them off.
Yeah.
And
she tells her to grow her hair.
Yeah. It's like, okay, Evelyn.
Still a mom.
Yeah. But Becky doesn't care. She's just like, okay. She's like, that's just Evelyn.
Joy told her that was how she shows love.
Yeah. And so they all go in together. Well, not Becky, because Becky was just there to drop them off. And the rest go up there, and they're talking to Deirdre, and she's kind of helping them out. And she's still kind of zoned out because she's still seeing all the other universes.
Yeah.
Because she can hear, like, things that are happening in the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
So she's still connected.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah. It was a sweet movie. It was a weird movie. It was fun. It was creative. It was exciting. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I loved it.
It was very interesting. I'm glad that we watched it.
Me too.
Which when I first saw like previews for it, I was like, oh, that looks interesting. Yeah. Because it came out around the same time that Multiverse of Madness came out. Because people were like, oh, Multiverse of Madness wasn't that great. Yeah. I'd rather watch this other multiverse movie.
Uh-huh. Yeah, this was what Doctor Strange should have been.
Yeah, it was good.
Like, this killed Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
By leaps and bounds. Like, the creative worlds, it took chances with all that stuff. Mm-hmm. It got weird, and it wasn't afraid to do it, and I really appreciated that. Yeah. And it makes me even sadder about Doctor Strange now. Because it's like, I'm like, you could have done it. So, yeah. But... yeah, what a fun movie this was.
It was very fun. I liked it a lot.
We watched it for sure. So yeah, go see this. We left out a few things, so there's still some surprises in there for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really it's an exploration of parenthood and children and the relationships with their parents and all that, and yeah, it's not easy. So it's interesting. I like that she was like, I'm a mess, you're a mess. Yeah. But you got this nice guy over here who, keeps us going. Yeah. And it was sweet. So we all work together. We're happy in our sadness. So, I don't know. But, yeah, good stuff. All right, well, I guess we'll get to our snack now.
Guess so.
And of course, what else could we have besides an everything bagel?
I mean, we had to, right?
We had to.
Yeah. So we decided we'd do an everything bagel. Mm-hmm. And I was like, this is perfect. We can just go to Panera because they always have bagels. Yep. They had no bagels today.
They're out of bagels.
What the heck? They're completely out of bagels.
Yeah.
Which means they didn't have my favorite bagel. Yep. The cinnamon crunch one. Yep. So I was pretty annoyed at that. Yep. So we had to find somewhere else that had everything bagels. Yeah. And so our next choice, of course, was Starbucks. Yeah. And they had one
and no cream cheese or anything.
So
it's like, great, thanks.
But I mean,
we got something.
We got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got it.
The only one available
in town, probably. I've never had an everything bagel. Have you had one?
I'm not sure. I feel like I probably have, but I'm more of a sweet bagel than a savory bagel.
Yeah. I usually go like blueberry or something.
Well, I usually go with something with cinnamon because I like cinnamon.
Yeah.
The cinnamon crunch ones are good. Blueberry's good too. I do like blueberry. Sometimes like chocolate chip or something like that. But I mean, there are some savory ones that I like too, so.
Yeah.
And I do like to make, I used to make just plain bagels, use those to make sandwiches.
Oh, yeah.
Very good.
Nice. So everything spice, what is it? That's poppy seeds?
Poppy seed, sesame seed, I think.
Salt.
Onion, salt.
Garlic powder.
Garlic powder, maybe. I'm not sure
what else. I think
that's
it.
So, yeah.
It's a lot of stuff. Doesn't seem like everything.
No.
Kind of a lie.
It doesn't have our hopes and dreams in it.
Right, but people love getting just everything spiced and putting it on stuff. So
oh, yeah.
It became a big deal.
Yeah, because I think like Trader Joe's or something has everything bagel spice.
Yeah.
That people put on like other things than bagels.
That's a good blend. I mean, it sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds real good. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yep.
Now, this was warm when we got it, but it's probably not very warm now.
Cooled down, yeah. Smells oniony. I like it.
It sure does.
I like onion and garlic, just like the spice.
Heck yeah.
Because my My mom used to have this spice that was like red pepper and roasted garlic in this big shaker. And it was real chunky. Mm-hmm. And I always just like wanted to eat it. And my mom was like, it's disgusting.
Don't eat that.
And I was like, oh, okay, it would be disgusting. Well, I tried it, guys, as an adult, and it was delicious. So my mom lied to me.
She just didn't want you eating all her
spices, which is fair, but still, I could have experienced so much joy as a child. She's lucky I didn't become an everything bagel follower.
Oh my goodness.
All right, let's try this out.
Okay. I'm dropping sesame seeds everywhere.
My mouth tastes very oniony and garlicky. Mm-hmm. It's pretty good, though. I think I would like some kind of something on this. I bet this would be a good sandwich bagel. Mm-hmm. The spices and all that.
It would be good just with some melted cheese on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just a little something there.
I wonder how cream cheese would go on this.
I don't know.
Can't decide. Because it's very savory.
Mm-hmm. I've also never had a bagel from Starbucks before, so I wasn't sure how it would be. Yeah. But it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be very filling.
Yeah. That is one thing about bagels. They're very dense. Mm-hmm. And that kind of puts me off bagels a lot of the time. Like, it's just so dense and chewy. It's just not my favorite thing in the world. I like them toasted and stuff. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I'd rather get other pastries than bagels. They're usually my last pastry I go to.
Yeah.
So what are you going to rate this bad boy as we pick things out of our teeth?
Oh my gosh, yeah, I've got... I was about to say...
Sesame seeds, poppy seeds.
I've got poppy seeds, but I was about to say I've got opium all in my teeth.
I got opium everywhere, and that was before the bagel.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it is good.
I think I'm going to give it like a 6.5, I think, because it's above average.
Yeah.
But just slightly.
Yeah. Yeah, I might go 6. I'm just not a big chewy fan. If I think about getting a bagel sandwich and this is an option, I'll probably get it with this, but rather than a plain bagel. But
yeah, because I think it would be good with like some ham and cheese or something.
Yeah. Otherwise, I don't know. Like, I'm not going to eat lox or anything, but it might be good with those. I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know why I took another bite.
Yeah, I haven't eaten since that first bite because I didn't want to have to choose.
What's your favorite type of bagel? Are you an everything bageler? Or do you just like a plain, maybe? What do you put on it? What do you put in it? We'd like to know for some reason. What was your favorite multiverse in Everything Everywhere All at Once?
If you've watched it.
If you've watched it. Is Venom a bad movie? Is Morbius worse than Venom? If so, I don't want to see it.
Yeah, but we're probably going to anyway.
I don't want to. I don't know.
You're the one who's been telling me.
It was so bad.
You want to see it.
I know. I need time. Anyway, let us know on Twitter at HavingFunCast or on Facebook at HavingFunPod.
Or you can send us an email at havingfunpod@gmail.com.
All right. So go out, have fun, have a bagel, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.